G'day and welcome to episode 41 of Trent365. Today is Wednesday the 10th of January. Mentors matter. I've recently realized I've kind of developed a new mentor. And I think developed is the right word, because if I look back over the years at people that I would now consider mentors, I don't think I would have considered them mentors at the time. And I don't think any of those relationships started out as a direct mentor-mentee kind of relationship. They started out either as friend or as colleague or as boss, but over time they developed into what would now probably best be labelled, with hindsight, a mentor. And again, if I start to unpack that, they've all come along at critical junctures, what have been critical junctures in my life. My first mentor was probably my boss at my first serious part-time job as I was finishing high school and starting university. So that was obviously a critical stage in my life. Then that went along for a few years. Then after university, I joined the hotel business. And, for a few years, I think I was without any real mentor, a few good bosses, but I wouldn't say necessarily any real mentors. But then when I moved on to my first department head job at the flagship property for the company, then the guy that was my boss at the time clearly became a mentor for me, not only at that period, but for a few years thereafter. And as happens in the hotel business, we both went our separate ways and we stayed in touch, but clearly the relationship was not as significant for a number of years. So, in some ways, I guess I was in the mentor wilderness for a while, until I took on my first hotel position in Asia, which interestingly was with a former colleague who then became a friend, who was now becoming my boss. And in time, he became probably maybe the most significant mentor in my life when I look back over the years. And he was tragically killed a number of years back. But if I think about it today, he probably still wouldn't be my mentor. We would have probably gone back to being friends. So I think that was a relationship which started as a colleague, became friends, became boss, became mentor, and then probably circled back to friends. That's how I would have imagined that relationship evolving. And so for a number of years since his death, I've really been in the mentor wilderness again without a real mentor in my life. And now this new mentor is someone who's been, I guess, an industry associate for a number of years is the best way to describe that. And in the past year or so, we've become closer friends, to the point where now I would say he's very much becoming a mentor in my life as well. And then I started to get really excited, because I realized when I look back on all of the other mentors that have developed in my life, they've happened at key critical stages of my life, of my career. I'm not sure if I really knew it at the time. I'm not sure if I knew they were necessarily watershed moments in my career. I probably didn't. But that's just kind of looking back now, that's how it evolved. And so maybe this new mentor relationship is developing because this is another watershed moment, another key critical stage in my life. Not sure what it is, but it's pretty exciting. That's it. Thanks for listening. Subscribe over on iTunes if you like, or the Google Play Store, or follow along in the social streams, and I'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.